Hello everyone, I bring to you a match from a tournament, and this one is a pretty crazy one. This was from the Glenstorm Cup 2, which is the High Funds tournament, and this was the last game, so the round 5 of one of the groups. So you had the top 2 guys from that group. You know, and each group has like, I don't know, like 36 or something. These were the top 2. And they were both seeded players. We have Jeta Quinn and we have Shio. And they're both really great players. If you've watched any other, matches or you're following the community and stuff, these are pretty good players. Jeta Quinn is pretty well known, very out of the box strategies and approaches and decision making, and loves to make wacky units, always likes to go for stallier COs, and really loves to use Eagle. And then we have Shio, that I don't know too much about Shio. I just know that he is a really good player. I feel like he doesn't play a lot of Global League, but he tends to play a lot of tournaments and performs really well in tournaments. Like, always gets pretty far. Very positional tactics as well. Pretty good player. But yeah, this is High Funds, and it was a round 5. It was the last one. So whoever wins this would move on to the final stages, like like into the quarterfinals, like the top 8. So whoever wins this becomes the top 8 of that tournament. So this map, let's talk about the map a little bit. I think this one is called Autumn's Grace. I think it was made by Voice of Akasha. And it is a 3-base map with an airport over here, which is very far forward. There's these pipes kind of blocking it up a little bit, but it is pretty far forward, so that's really nice. These copters and bombers are going to start having pretty quick control of the map, as well as fighters. There are also 2 comm towers. One is very safe over here in the corner. The other one is pretty contested, although this one is like pretty close to over here, right? But it can definitely become contested later on. The most contested spaces or properties are going to be these middle ones over here, and as well these corner ones over here, these 3 over here. And we have a tier 1 matchup of Eagle versus Sensei. And I've done another video of Eagle against Sensei with Poland and Mordio, which was a lot of fun. But this one is like more serious, right? This is a tournament, round 5. They're trying to move on to the quarterfinals of the tournament. So I'm excited to see what happens here. So we have Shio in the green earth. I'm probably gonna change it because I know some of you guys get confused. Let's do like that. So we got Shio in purple lightning with Sensei. Sensei is gonna be spamming those infantry numbers. Already skipping. This image is gonna be skipping this chain right here to go forward, to go for this chain right here. It seems like Jeta Quinn with Eagle with the Amber Blaze, one of my favorite colors. And also going for this chain with this infantry over here. I'm gonna try to go forward here. Maybe it goes for the city, maybe it goes for the airport first. We'll have to see. So in this matchup, as we see an APC being built, not sure why. Well, I'll get there in a second. But in this matchup, you kind of expect Eagle to be the stallier, right? Unless if you watch the Poland against Mordio video. Poland takes a very different approach to that, but usually when Poland isn't on the table, usually Eagle is the stallier, and he wants to just like sit back, defend, build up army, get that charge for that lightning strike, put pressure, and either kill you with a devastating lightning strike or just pressure you to the corner of the earth and take up the whole map and win that way. So expect Eagle to be stally, and if you're Sensei, you're gonna want to put pressure because your power is pretty good, your day-to-day is pretty good, but at a certain point, you don't want Eagle to get comfortable with that super. Like, there isn't, like, Sensei does not have that card. Eagle just has the biggest card of all, just boom, lightning strike, devastating, I win in one turn kind of card. And Sensei just doesn't. Sensei has to be looking for little advantages all the time. You know, have to use, I don't know, maybe he starts using this +1 movement with the APC. That we'll see as he gets a little boosty here to try to get to speed up this city capture here. You use the plus firepower with the infantry. Usually, what you do with Sensei is you look for early aggression, early fights, even like. You send a tank against an infantry of your opponent, even if it gets clapped back by another tank, because that gives you almost enough charge for a power. And with like a few 2 or 3 tanks that you get hitting each other, you use that power, and then you start using those extra zombie infantry that you get to start sniping the other one's infantry, and you try to keep the game at a really low income. That's really what Sensei likes to do. The more closer to standard that you can keep the game at with Sensei, the best it is for Sensei. That's why he's banned in standard. But the more it goes towards high funds, the more income, the more unit value it goes towards, the more it's going to favor Eagle. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players play this out. We're going to get another little... this image is going to get boosted by this APC. Probably it kind of speeds up this city capture. And we're going to send the first tank and then follow it up with a Neo tank. Jeta Quinn is going to speed up this airport capture. Gonna want to get those Eagle copters and Eagle bombers and Eagle fighters straight away. And he's just going more straightforward, double tank chain with a Neo tank follow up. Gonna try to put pressure over here, which is where Shio is sending that APC. So not really playing for the very defensive, more being like, okay, you want to greed out with captures, I'm gonna go and try to pressure you over there. And I think it's also the best area for Eagle to be pressuring, because you have that airport right here, and airports in high funds are so strong. They really are like an extra base, if not more, I don't know, because they're very hard to deal with. You know, ground units only have anti-air to deal with them, and bombers can kill anti-airs. So, and bombers are great. Bombers can one-hit KO almost any land unit. So it will be definitely very nice if the battle kind of happens over here next to this airport for Eagle. And so Shio's gonna get a little boost here to go for the city. It looks like, what happened with that other infantry? Sorry that I have to go back, but oh, I guess it boosted to get this guy right here. So this guy onto the city, and then he loaded up another infantry to go onto this city. So has been getting a lot of boosts. Boosted this city, another one, and is now going to be able to boost another one. At the same time, sort of blocking this tank from reaching this tank, because it could only attack from this forest, but it doesn't reach. Even has the Neo tank there in range, pointing at all these cities as well, kind of in the middle to see where Jeta Quinn goes. We're gonna get our first copter here from Eagle, from Jeta Quinn. Neo tank also moving onto this little show pool, kind of mirroring the movement. This Neo tank is definitely gonna be trying to mirror this guy's movement, because it's gonna try to counter this guy. So wherever this Neo tank is going, this guy is gonna try to follow either this way or this way. But because Jeta Quinn has 2 tanks and she only has 1, it's funny because Jeta Quinn has the initiative with the 2 tanks early on. Like, he can kind of, you know, put pressure here and there and kind of dictate. Like, Shio's tank has to be defensive against these 2 tanks, but because this Neo tank is first than this one, Shio's Neo tank is more aggressive. So like, they both have that difference. You got one with the APC going crazy, being greedy, and then Jeta Quinn can put pressure with the tanks, but Shio can put pressure with a Neo tank. So we'll have to see where the Neo tank goes. Oh, okay, sits on the city. So in range of this one to get a first strike. But that is going to set up Sensei for a power. So I'm not sure if you want to do that. We'll have to see what Jeta Quinn decides to do. He does get the comm tower. Maybe? Maybe not. Okay, tank. And gonna take it out. probably thinks about it a lot and decides not to. Okay, decides not to do that because that would definitely get Shio the power. And maybe he doesn't want to give him the power. Maybe it would have been okay to give the power this turn. I don't know, I'm not sure. But this new tank is going to go in, take out that tank. We're going to attack this infantry. And so Shio's going to be looking to take control of the middle. Going to really want to deny Eagle from those properties. Also having control of this corner over here. And allowing Eagle to have a little bit of this corner, it seems like. But it gets tricky because it is pretty far away and you don't have that many infantry right in high funds. If you get a little interrupt here and you don't get this early on, it's going to be pretty hard to get it later. Jeta Quinn is going to attack over here into this infantry, not going to let that go through. And decides to kind of stay back, stays away of range of this Neo tank, like this anti-air. And just going to make a lot of artillery, particularly with a Neo tank, and just gonna stay away from the main army. I think being too cautious of the charge spike from Sensei to avoid the powers, but you don't want to be conceding too much ground to Sensei. So Sensei is gonna clean up a little bit. It's gonna sit on these cities, preventing Jeta Quinn from starting this capture. Gonna go for this other com tower, so they're both gonna get both com towers. That's gonna put Sensei, he gets that 10% less, so that's gonna put him up at 110 in all the vehicles, so that's pretty nice. But Eagle is at 120 everywhere, so he can go for 2 hit KOs here. Like city sitting is not a thing if you have 120 firepower, right? So if Jeta Quinn has 2 tanks, or say this Copter tank, like this does nothing. You can just 2 hit KO it with no problem. So gonna bring this other Neo tank in range of this guys, kind of like shooting away, as well as this city as well. The problem here is I think what Jeta Quinn is trying to do is try to avoid Sensei from having too many infantry early on, because what we were saying earlier, like Sensei will sacrifice infantry to attack yours because he will get more. And you don't. Like, you are very strapped for infantry, and it happens in high funds a lot. And in this map, they are pretty far away. Like the bases, they're kind of far, and as you tend to, like this, be making vehicles on the 2 most forward bases, you end up making infantry on the very back one, and they take forever. Like it's 1 turn, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns, and in 5 turns, you've already used 2 powers. It takes a lot of time. So I definitely think that having an APC or a T-Copter in this map is almost a must because of this. You end up using this base as your infantry spammer, and you just run out of them. You can go for very sacrificial plays as the aggressor, and like the position that Shio is having is really nice. You can see it. Like, he has control of the middle. These 4 cities in the middle are absolutely contested. They're neutral. No one is capturing them. This guy is gonna die, and so this whole corner is gonna go for Shio. This whole corner might also go for Jeta Quinn, although I think Shio can deny this property right here. I think he can be in time to do that. So there you go, boom, that extra firepower. So actually he's gonna sit on that city to, again, deny this guy from going for that capture. Gonna go for the 2 captures, put the new tank on the city, get a little boosty, get some more boosties, another boosty, full of boosties everywhere. Boosties for everyone. And just setting up here in the middle, gonna get that artillery protecting the Neo tank. So it looks like Jeta Quinn's forces are a little bit split, but in my opinion, from what I've seen from Jeta Quinn playing, he's comfortable. Look at that. He's like, sure, right? He loves to stall. He loves to sit back, make artillery. It's like, sure, you want to be ahead on income, you can go ahead and be an income. I'm Eagle. Like, I'll be behind on income. I'll even be behind on unit value eventually, but I'll have a devastating super that will destroy you. That is what's going in Jeta Quinn's mind right now. And then he's gonna make a YouTube video of me saying that. As Shio gets these 2 cities over here and gets the one in the middle, is starting captures of these also in the middle. Could also potentially eventually go for this guy, for this com tower, and also goes for a little poke there with a tank, gets a little bit of charge, and that's actually really smart. Like, you want to get that charge, you do want to get that power. I think it's, I mean, I don't know, it's tricky. Like, if you get these as Sensei, then you'll be ahead 4k. You might be able to deny these 2, which puts you like ahead. Oh wait, no, these 2 are like 8k. No. Yeah, having these 2 is gonna put you ahead 4k in income. With these 2, that'll be like 12k. So that's a pretty good, actually, that's a pretty good income difference. But it's tricky because you can start to feel the pressure of like, ooh, if I let Eagle just sit back for too long, eventually he's gonna crush me with like 20 Neo tanks, 20 bombers that I just won't be able to do anything about it with lightning strike there, looming over your head. But you do have to remember that this is a tournament game, so it can't extend forever. There is a day limit. Jeta Quinn is gonna go and interrupt both of these captures with infantry. You see there that extra firepower from Sensei on the counterattack. Gonna take that tank out, and already, boom, after that tank dies, Sensei has the charge for a power. So, no more games. At the click of a button, that zombie army is gonna rise up. So you gotta be careful, and Jeta Quinn knows it, and he has to, kind of chill back. I think this is more of a try to delay. He still has a few more infantry. He's keeping them in range to keep interrupting. See if maybe Shio wants to extend over here to get a position in front of the cities to sort of like ensure the captures, which would then be in range of these vehicles, and then he could pounce. Maybe he's trying to do that. He's kind of like slowly retreating to see how far he can lure Shio and then get a good attack. But we'll have to see. Very tricky stuff here. Gonna get that kill there. Uses the tank to clear that. And he actually decides to use Cop to Command. So there we go. Full infantry. Gonna join cap over here. And the only way to stop these captures now is getting 2 hits. And there's only 1 tile to attack from for free on each. So that means that Jeta Quinn would have to invest more units to clear another tile. Unless you send like an anti-air, but that's you don't want to do that. So you'd have to like, send the new tank to kill this, and then send the bolt infantry. This most likely is just gonna be 2 cities for Shio right here. So really good control of the map early on by Shio, and in part I feel like Jeta Quinn has been conceding a lot of that space. Like he feels comfortable in doing so. We'll have to see if it's gonna pay off or not. But as I was saying earlier, and as he keeps on just staying back here, just like staying very far away, with no intent of interrupting these. This is a tournament game, right? So there's a day limit. The day limit is of 35, if I'm not wrong. We are only at day 13, so there's still 22 days more. So you can't really sit back forever. You just can't sit here for an eternity like you could in Global League, possibly, which there isn't any day limit. No, there is 35, so you can't just sit back. Eventually you do have to flip some properties, because if you sit back and it hits day 35, Shio would be the winner because he would have more properties. But I think the plan by Jeta Quinn is maybe stay out of a big attack from Shio and just slowly build charge after Shio has already drained a little bit of charge because he used it, and then start pressuring with a lightning strike, and just then be the one that slowly pressures the other one back, and maybe try to take some cities back. So now we start to see a big accumulation of army, right? A big stall accumulation. This guy is you got one guy in range of a city. You got these guys over here pressuring these cities right here, and these guys are defending. It doesn't look like Jeta Quinn has any plans of going for these cities. I mean, he would love to, but they're both kind of like having a little stare down so that no one can freely go for them. And gonna have to invest a few more units there to protect. You know, sending out this tank, keeping this Neo tank sort of in the middle, just in case this Neo tank goes over here. He can send this guy, and he's gonna make a rocket. Jeta Quinn, I'm telling you, he loves rockets. Imagine if there was a missiles right here. You can go 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, and then your airport lock. That'd be crazy. If Shio decides to do that, he goes for a few taps here on these infantry, blocking with the medium tank and stuff to start this comm tower cap. So this is definitely going to force Jeta Quinn to send army. Like, this is forcing an engagement. If you ever, like, this is great. This is a great play by Shio, honestly. Like, you really want to force them out of that shell. Like, this whole turtling up thing is like, okay, like, you want to concede the space. I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to be taking this, and then I'm going to take this comm tower. And with 3 layers of units with a medium tank in front, it's really forcing Jeta Quinn to attack. At a certain point, it's like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. You want to build up this army. You want to fight in range of your base. I'm just going to start slowly taking up your cities. And this is a lot of army, and almost half of the army from Jeta Quinn is over here on the left because it was kind of more flexible. Like, oh, maybe I want to be defending everywhere. So let's see if Jeta Quinn decides to. It doesn't look like. No, I think he's just gonna give up the comm tower. Yeah, just gonna pull back. He's gonna do a little wall of copters here because there are no anti-airs, just like, you know, it's outside of range of these anti-airs, and keeps the artillery behind. And the Neo tanks, got the rockets here locking those 2 cities. Got this artillery locking that other city. And yeah, just setting up a defense. We got this already now locking that neutral city, bringing more units. So a little of a secondary army over here against this other secondary army, and then one big army against one big army. We got a mega tank as well. But yeah, giving up the comm tower, that is, oof, that hurts. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna put Sensei's army at a stronger level than Eagle's, because that's gonna be 120 firepower across the board, if not more, for Sensei, and that brings down Eagle to 110. So tanks, Neo tanks, all that stuff, Sensei is gonna have the stronger ones, and there you go. And Shio is gonna attack here. He's gonna send this Neo tank to kill a tank, but he's not gonna go for a full-on attack. He's kind of gonna shift a little bit towards the side, just reposition. Just mean, okay, I got the comm tower. I can kind of slowly shift towards the side. You can't really front shift all at once because infantry are so slow, so you kind of have to do it slowly. I'm gonna make another APC. So we got 3 transports by Shio. We have none for Jeta Quinn. I think this map really demands for transports. It's a really great map for them. But yeah, going for a little attack there, and you'd be like, why would Shio do that? That's like, you just sacrifice the Neo tank for a tank. That's a horrible trade. And I would agree. I would 100% agree that is a horrible trade. But the reason why Shio does it is to get charge. And this is something that you can always do in situations like these, because what can change the game is the charge. Say it could be Sensei in this case, but it could also be, I don't know, you're a global damage series, like you're Olaf or something like that. Like, you can be sacrificing some army just to get charge, because that's where you get that initiative. You could say that the same thing for Eagle though. So this is a dangerous game that Shio is getting into, but I think maybe he wants to have that power, or maybe wants to already have another power before Jeta Quinn can comfortably have another one, and just so you can have multiple layers of infantry or mechs, and then Eagle's lightning strike isn't like, you have to dedicate a turn and a half to just killing infantry or something. But yeah, Jeta Quinn is gonna take that out. Look at that charge going, already more than half for Eagle. But Jeta Quinn is gonna try to mirror the movement of Shio, trying to go towards the sides. Keeps this already in range of that city. There isn't anything that reaches it, so it doesn't need any blockers. Got this rocket locking these two, so these 3 cities are gonna be safe. I would have loved to see a missiles, honestly, here to eventually like go for this airport lock. That'd be like clipping or cutting Eagle's wings. But now Shio's gonna go for the city. It's no longer locked by that arty that was on the HQ before. Got these little infantry skirmishes and going for the triple capture. And yeah, just shifting everything, using the transports to shift over. Slowly, infantry are gonna move over and bringing in now the big units. The chonkers are coming in, the medium tanks, the neo tanks, and gonna slightly push back from over here. And he is gonna use that come to command to get more infantry. Gonna push some more infantry forward. Gonna join a lot of them to get extra funds. Yeah, you can see he's been doing that a lot. You can definitely do that to get extra funds, and then you can make like that double neo tank or something. It's just like extra money. You can definitely use Sensei's powers for different reasons. Use it to attack infantry, you can use it to block, you can use it to join and just get extra cash for more vehicles. It's a pretty interesting CO, honestly. And Jeta Quinn is gonna attack with some infantry. It looks like he is behind by a lot of income, right? 12k income, that's a lot. 44 against 32. He does have a much better super, but you are behind 90,000. But a 300,000 lightning strike is nothing to sneeze at. It can end the game right there and then, so it is not easy. So Shio has to be super careful. He has to tread lightly for sure. But Jeta Quinn surely does not want to lose any more properties. I would definitely favor Shio's position more, not waiting, but just like, it is better. It is expected this to happen as Sensei against Eagle, or even like, I don't know, Sensei against Hawk or stuff like that. If you watched my other videos, there's one with Sensei against Hawk, something similar, like Sensei gets huge income lead. It is very much expected in high funds that Sensei can get a huge lead because of these tactics and these strategies that Sensei can do. But it doesn't mean that the game is over. It's a wild land, the tier 1 high funds. But yeah, you surely do not want to give up any more income because that would just set you way too much apart. Imagine these 3 getting flipped. That would be 2, 4, 6. So that'd be like 50k for Shio minus 2 for Jeta Quinn. So that'd be 50k against 30k. Yeah, no, that's probably really bad. Whoa, look at that firepower. Triple com tower, boom, 1 shot. That's crazy. And again, that's just for charge. Like a copter for a tank, gonna get killed by an anti-air. That's just for charge to get another power. And really doubling down on these captures, which this one's at 4, this one's at 2, and this one's at 8. So I think he's gonna try to bundle up the units over here, gonna bring all those neo tanks, gonna join a few more infantry for some more cash, and also some more unit space. Look at that, he has 64 units. He needs extra unit space to make more vehicles. So it's also a tricky thing because you need to remember to look at that unit count before you use your next Sensei power, because if you're at the unit limit, you use the power and you get no infantry. So you do have to be careful. So he's gonna try to bundle up over here, but definitely gotta be careful pulling back a lot of the high value units, because that lightning strike is definitely around the corner. I think Jeta Quinn can easily get it. Killing this copter, that's already half of what he needs. So I think he could very easily get it. Look at that, boom, boom. There you go. He only needs one star more. So I think he's gonna go and try to interrupt all of those captures. Not gonna allow. Oh, he needs to send one more. Okay, there he goes. Boom. And does he stop that other capture? Just needs to send this one infantry. Okay, Okay, yeah, there you go. Boom. This artillery is staying in range of these two cities, trying to protect them from these two guys that are just. These are the only two left here, just putting pressure. Just forcing this artillery to stay behind. But now the whole focus has been shifted over to this corner. But yeah, gonna interrupt that capture. Not gonna allow any of those cities to go down. I think that's gonna be really important for Jeta Quinn. It would look really bad if these go down to Sensei. At that point, I think Sensei would be feeling pretty comfortable. And he wouldn't have to be this aggressive. I think after getting those three, then he can just kind of sit back, build more army, and then maybe go for a finishing blow or something. But this is tricky now because Eagle is right there with the super. So, and nothing much in range for Shio to attack, like anything of value. I mean, he definitely can go for some attacks here. He can take out these 3 light vehicles. He can take out this anti-air, maybe like attack this Neo tank. But other than that, I think he can attack like these units over here. And that's pretty much it. But maybe he honestly could. He could just send some units and start getting rid of some of Eagle's units. But what he is doing, he is sniping all those infantry. All these little infantry fights are going to be always very, very beneficial for Eagle. And if you look around, where are the infantry for Eagle? It's like Shio is not getting these, but Jeta Quinn is not going to get them either. There's this one single healthy infantry in the vicinity. This one is at 2 HP. So this one's going to need 5 turns to start a capture. And then you got these guys. Again, if there was a T-copter, I think Jeta Quinn really needs an APC or a T-copter here. Because then this is not a problem. You just, boom, you just shift them. Boom. 1 turn is in range. And like that, you start shipping them over. But yeah, the lack of infantry is losing Jeta Quinn's tempo over here to put pressure and try to flip, try to capture these properties. And Shio is actually gonna go and get a few attacks on those light vehicles, just gonna gift Jeta Quinn the super locked and loaded, ready to go. But as he does that, he also pulls back way, way far away, just like miles away. Like just like, strap in, boys. That lightning strike is coming. Look how far back is, and look at this big ball of units. Even makes a mega tank. Just like he's probably like sweating. It's like, whew, that lightning strike is gonna be coming, and it can be devastating. It's just very far away, so nothing can be hit in the first turn of value, only with the lightning strike. But even then, there's like a layer of infantry and transports. So yeah, just getting very defensive. And so this is something that Eagle can now start to use to his favor. It's like, okay, yeah, I got my lightning strike. I am very far behind, but I don't have to use my super. Look at the effect of not even using the super has. It's insane. Look at all the space that Shio has conceded. Gave away all those attacks, all those vehicles to trade down a little bit, but it's like, okay, I just got them, and Jeta Quinn is not gonna use the super. This is definitely not a turn that looks like he's gonna use a super. The only thing is that all these infantry are just not, they're not there, they're not there. You got this one, and I think this one can get injured. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this medium tank is sacked just to kill this infantry and delay this even more. But we got these infantry standing on these cities, this medium tank. This infantry tried to, oh no, not just went for a little sacrifice there. Gonna send a copter to kill that infantry. And sends the medium tank to take an anti-air and just joins a few infantry to get some more cash, some more joining, and now uses the airborne assault to get those mechs out. And this is some classic, as he also joins them to get more cash. This is another strategy that, or I guess, I'm not sure if you can call it strategy, if it's a tactic that Sensei can use against Eagle to kind of make it harder for Eagle to attack, right? Because if you have mechs, Sensei mechs with the power of super. I don't know if you want to send a tank or an anti-air to attack a mech of these, because these have insane firepower. So it makes it a little bit harder for Eagle's tactics when he's trying to use that lightning strike. And he has 64 units. I think the unit limit must be 65. Unless it's 75? No, I'm pretty sure it's 65. So it's always at the border of the unit limit. But again, sacrificing a few units, he didn't need that extra charge, but it is mostly just to kind of trade down and not let Jeta Quinn get to more value. As you know, if you've been keeping track, like Jeta Quinn is still at 350. Like it's always been 300, 350. Like Shio will sacrifice some units, just using that extra income that he has, plus the extra value that he gets from the powers and the supers to get more vehicles, and then just kind of trades down Eagle's vehicles to kind of like keep it at 300. Like Shio will slowly go up and Jeta Quinn will stay there at like 300. So, will Jeta Quinn use the super this turn? Nope. He's not going to use the super. He is going to reposition. As Shio is kind of shifting towards the middle now, kind of leaving behind this, which I think in his mind is like fine. I've delayed the infantry for so long, I can now shift somewhere else, maybe focus back over here into these cities right here. And just make one big death ball. The thing is that one big death ball is going to be really good for Eagle. It's like, one big army against one big army. That's the ideal scenario for Eagle. He's going to send a copter in. Again, just trying to trade down some value. Slowly moving forward with these mechs. Kind of trying to force Eagle into an attack. I think she really wants Jeta Quinn to use that super. Trying to bait Jeta Quinn to use that lightning strike so he doesn't have to be this scared all the time. So he doesn't have to be so far away. Look at these copters so far away. Like these anti-airs, they move 12 tiles, they go 6 and then they go 2, 4, 6. So this anti-air cannot reach this copter by one tile. I mean, there's also a bunch of units in the way, right? But still, if you've seen Eagle supers and especially in high funds, you will be surprised sometimes of the things that they can do. Even when it seems like there isn't much on the board for Eagle, those lightning strikes are pretty devastating. And so she was trying to how do you say divert that lightning strike, trying to control it, right? He doesn't want to give control of the map to Jeta Quinn just by holding the super, as we're getting to day 20. He's trying to force, he wants Jeta Quinn to use it. He's putting these units right here, like, yeah, come and use it. I keep throwing units at him, I'm gonna keep trading down vehicles. Finally, this infantry for Jeta Quinn is slowly getting there, but I think it would be really nice to get an APC or something to start shifting these guys forward. And we start to see some bombers. And again, more trading down of these vehicles by Shio, just trading a vehicle for another one and another one for another one, because he's going to have more vehicles because he has more income. And going for some attacks over here, just trying to force some of these vehicles to come out and attack. Also to get some more charge, maybe get another power, maybe get another super. Gonna go for this little capture over here just to force attacks. There is this rocket over here and this artillery as well. We're gonna start bringing in some of the big units, and we already have 3 mega tanks on the way as well. So those are gonna be great to survive the Eagle super. So they're gonna be really great blockers. But definitely really tricky stuff. Like imagine you're Sensei right now. You're like, I'm good. I have the income. I have the triple com tower. I have the units. But believe me, it is your turn. And you're like, you see this and you see that super. It's scary. You're like, you need to open the move planner and be like, how far away should I be? Like, look at this huge space that there is. It is definitely not an easy thing. This can be anyone's game. I would definitely favor Sensei, I think. For sure, yeah, no. I would for sure favor Sensei here. but it can be anyone's. Like since he has to be very careful. One slight mistake, and an Eagle Super can just turn the game around just like that. Like Eagle now has 420. All those efforts, even though after all those efforts of trying to trade down the vehicles, Eagle is, has gone beyond the 300 mark. It's now at 420. So it's gonna get trickier and trickier. And you got those bombers also. The anti-airs on bombers for Eagle are insane. They can start one-hit KOing stuff. Yeah, you have more units, you have more value, but a bomber? A bomber killing 2 Neo tanks in one turn because of a lightning strike, that's like, 44,000 unit value just in one turn for one bomber. It duplicates its value in just one turn. You have 3 bombers, you kill 6 Neo tanks, that's 150,000 in value. So it really is just like that. And just in one turn, it can go out of hand. So what is Shio gonna do? Again, same thing. Gonna send a Neo tank to kill a tank. Gonna send a bomber to kill a Neo tank. So and an anti to kill a copter. This is all to get charged. I mean, it is also trading down. Get those little attacks there, kind of preventing also Eagle from getting any initiative. Even deletes this guy, poor guy. Deletes another one. I'm gonna join these to get some more cash. Open up a little bit of the unit count as well. Join this other one, delete some more. These are a lot of them actually. And uses another airborne assault. So it gets all those mechs and gets just, it looks like 65 is the unit limit because he got just there, and he definitely calculated that to get just the perfect amount. So he's gonna use a few mechs to shoot at some at this Neo tank, and just kind of sacrifice these vehicles to trade down a little bit. Now the unit value of Jeta Quinn is at 360 after killing that Neo tank and a few of these tanks. And that's whole charge that Eagle is not getting as well. But that's something important to note. So, but I don't know, maybe it's fine. It's just, maybe Jeta Quinn is banking on having one really great super turn and cleaning the board with that, and using this pressure of holding the super. He's really pushing that concept, right? He's really pushing the holding the Eagle super to pressure and control the map with just the presence of the power, but not using it. So he's gonna clean up all these units that were sent in by Shio. He's gonna attack over here, and Shio's going towards the left again now. Not anymore here in the center or the right. It's going towards the left again. It's now gonna get some fighters out, which I think is a really great idea against these bombers. They're gonna be crucial to deal with those. Gonna be very, very hard for anti-airs to deal with Eagle bombers, really. But Jeta is still holding that super. It's been, I don't know how many turns, and he's still holding that super. It's day 23, and Shio has still 12k income ahead. Sacrificing more units against the mega tank, getting that charge again, already has enough for a power. Gonna join some mechs, get some more cash, and reposition units. Get again more joining, more cash, another power, always at 65 units. Sending those extra units to sacrifice, hit those healthy infantry. I don't know why Jeta put them in front of Shio. I think that was probably a mistake. Because now you're not gonna get the city. Like, it's taken you so long to get these infantry in position to capture that city, and now they get sniped. They get picked off by these free zombie units by Sensei, and just more repositioning. Gonna get more mega. We have already 5 mega tanks by Shio, and I think Jeta Quinn, only had this one, which now is down to 3 out of bullets. There's only this one over here. So Jeta Quinn is going to need more mega tanks. I guess with the bombers you're fine, because bombers can really deal with mega tanks. But you're gonna need, I think, a few more. The unit value disparity is very noticeable. Jeta Quinn is gonna make another mega tank. You really need to answer mega tanks with mega tanks, but or with bombers. But you only have 3 bombers. Okay, there's 3 bombers. Yeah, I think you can definitely notice the unit value difference. Like the fact that there's 5 mega tanks and 4 neo tanks in the front lines, many other light vehicles, and Jeta Quinn has 3 bombers, 2 neo tanks. It's just like it's 550 against 400. It's like 50%. Well, it's not 50, but almost 50% more, and you can really feel it. And so it looks like Jeta Quinn might want to go over here, maybe try to reclaim this comm tower with these infantry, which is where it looks like these guys have been moving towards in the past few turns. And Shio is going to try to prevent that. He's like, actually, I don't want to go up my comm tower. I like having 3 comm towers. He's going to go for this capture with a mech. It is fine for another turn. We'll see if Jeta Quinn decides to go and interrupt. But now I have double fighter. We're gonna take out that copter. Again, more charge. Are we gonna see a super or not? When is Jeta Quinn gonna use a super? Are we gonna go for the comm tower? Maybe not. It would be really nice to have that comm tower, especially for a lightning strike. The more firepower, the better the breakthroughs, more tactical options you have. But yeah, we're gonna continue that capture, join even there with that mech. We're gonna sacrifice a few units or just like attack this tank with this anti-air. What are Shio's plans right now? If I'm Shio, I think this is great by Shio, honestly. Just defend. Like at this point, it's already day 25. There's 10 days left. It is still quite a bit of time, but if you can hold on to the position, snipe as many infantry as possible, and just make it impossible for Eagle to flip enough properties to turn around the property count before the day limit, then you're fine. I think that's your strategy right now. Like your approach, if you're Shio, if you're a sensei, is that you've done enough in the game, you've moved around enough, you've pressured enough, you've maintained the lead, you've really pressed the lead. Now it's 600 to 400. Like that's a 50. Now, yes, it is a 50% lead in unit value. I think your end game right now, your objective is that just hold on, go for day limit, because this Eagle just doesn't die, and he doesn't use the super either. And so he keeps on sending units, gonna send a bomber to kill a medium tank, that's fine, get some charge. It'll die, but he can make another one. Just being very careful with the position of the main army and trying to mirror the pressure of Eagle. At a certain point, it matters more where Eagle's infantry are than the vehicles, and try to mirror that with your army. Most of the infantry are over here, and they're gonna try to flip this comm tower, maybe the middle. It's going to be easier for Shio to defend these. It's going to be trickier to defend these maybe. But there's quite a few infantry from Eagle. In a few turns, there's going to be quite a few. And I think maybe if you're Jeta Quinn, your end game right now is, day limit is around the corner. You got 9 days left. But you do have a healthy number of infantry coming. So you have like 3 over here, another 3 over here. Like you're gonna have like a good number, like 8 infantry here, and another 8 or something on this area. So you're gonna have possibilities to flip stuff. So for Jeta Quinn to win, he would have to flip. Let's see. You flip these 2, that puts you at 36. So you would need one of these. That's 38 and 42, and then another one. So I guess if you look at the properties, it's easy. So Jeta Quinn needs to get these 2 cities, flip these 2, and the comm tower to be even. So Shio is very ahead on property count. So yeah, for Jeta Quinn to win, he needs to capture these 2 and this one, And to win, he needs to get one more. Either this one, maybe one of these, maybe the comp tower. So it is gonna be very tricky. But if you're Shio, it's like, okay, I just need to hold. You could just like invest everything and hold these in the middle or something. Like just, you can give up some of the properties. Just as long as Jeta Quinn doesn't get enough, doesn't get more than you know, just have one more. That's it. That's the objective, and you win. And I think Jeta Quinn is gonna be banking on this, using the super, trying to zone out and then bring those infantry forward, get them in position of cities. Look at this little, like now he's really pouncing a little bit with these vehicles, gonna heal up this guy to then go for this city right here. So he has some health. He wants to go for these. So he has two in his scope, and then he's just gonna, I don't know why he attacks over here. Why are you sending your infantry there? What? Okay. Like, your healthy infantry are your most precious resource right now. If you're Jeta Quinn, the only way that you can turn this around. There's only 8 days left, and let's see what Shio decides to do. And we're gonna get another super, so more mechs. Just gonna go for some attacks over here, takes out both anti-airs, and gets an attack here. And at all this time, Jeta Quinn has not used the super. She was gonna join a few mechs, and it looks like Shio is very determined in just holding the status quo of property. Like, you could very easily just stay back and hold the necessary just to win, but no, he's like, I like this advantage. I like having like 6 or whatever properties ahead of you, and I want to keep it that way, and I want to keep the 3 comp tower. And this is looking, you know what's coming. Jeta Quinn, as these units kind of moved forward to attack these vehicles from Jeta Quinn, I think this is the turn. We are going to see a lot of units go down. 2 infantry captures right now. I mean, Jeta Quinn's going to need more than that. We very well know that. These 2, and you need 3, you need 4. So you need these 2, and you need to flip 4 to win. Or flip 3 for a tie, but you don't want a tie. So, went for a nice attack. And are we going to see a lightning strike? And this lightning strike, there's not that many vehicles. I think you do have these 2 mega tanks. You could get a very nice attack, honestly, here. But you would be pretty overextended. I don't think Eagle can destroy all of Sensei's army, but he could take out a good amount, and then there would be a pretty strong counter attack. I don't know if Eagle can survive the counter attack. That's the thing. So let's see. He's gonna get some shots, and actually sends back the mega tank. Sends this one back as well. He's gonna take out that copter, take out this mech. Sends back the neo tank and the copter and the anti-air and the bombers. A very strange lightning strike, right? I don't think I've ever seen someone do that. Attack and then use lightning strike to pull back. That's pretty wild. It is going to guarantee Jeta Quinn to get these 2 cities, but again, he needs more than that. So that was like a nice little attack. He got a good amount of value from that, but he maybe saw that if he used a lightning strike to attack even deeper, he would just get absolutely wrecked by that counterattack. There was just not enough vehicles in range, and it would be very overextended as well. And he kind of needs the army for another lightning strike, and then try to go for some city flips. And actually, the annoying thing of Sensei, this city is in range of this one, so he just got a power, and boom, he got a unit, boom, gets the interrupt on that city capture. And so now it's like, oof, if you're in Shio's shoes right now, it's like, finally that super was used. Now look at that empty power charge. This is like a huge relief, like You don't have to worry anymore about the position. I mean, I guess sort of like it's already 3 stars charged, so I guess that charge does get loaded pretty quickly. Whoa, it's already 6. Is he gonna get another one? He takes out an anti-air. He's gonna sacrifice an infantry. I don't know. Don't sacrifice the infantry. You need those infantry. But he's getting a lot of sacrifices here. Another one there, and the bomber. He's gonna sacrifice the tank, and he gets enough for another lightning strike. Back to back lightning strikes. What? When have you seen something like this? One lightning strike after a million turns, empty charge. And then goes for a bunch of attacks for another lightning strike. Insane. Will this be... Is this it? Is this where Jeta Quinn gets to change the outcome of the game? Is this where you get to wreck the army and then you're able to freely flip the properties? He is going to start this comm tower flip. Gonna get a few shots with the rocket and the artillery. Gonna take that out and gonna get these kills over here. It doesn't look like this bomber is gonna attack, just gonna kind of pull back as it's running out of fuel. This other one is also pulling back. Copter as well. This copter is gonna go and attack. I'm gonna bring this infantry. Yeah, a lot of them in range of these cities, but I guess just one. No, we got this one and this one. We got 2 in range of these 2 cities. But no, kind of pulling back. Gonna get another shot there. But yeah, back-to-back supers of Eagle, but they were like attack and pull back. They were like a little tactical attack and retreat kind of thing. It's similar to the Eagle power in Dual Strike, where the power gave you another turn, which was super broken with just 3 stars, but you had like half the firepower or something like that. So it would be super broken because you could do this. You could attack and then pull back. And they can't do anything about it with just 3 stars. And Shio is like, what happened? I just got hit by 2 lightning strikes, but they were like lightning retreat. Almost. It was like he got like slapped 2 times, but like slapped and ran away, and slap again and ran away. It's like, what? I don't think he saw that coming. I don't think he saw that second lightning strike coming. I definitely did not see it coming. But yeah, we got a lot of infantry from Eagle in range of cities. Finally gets that comm tower. He's not gonna be able to get this city just yet, but he does not start this capture. Maybe he wants to go for this one a bit safer. He's gonna join these, so he's gonna have this other one healthy. So he has 2. This one is in range of these 3 actually. Going to kind of regroup over here to the right. It's not gonna go for these in the middle. I mean, it makes sense, right? There's way too much army. It's just it can become really hard to flip stuff from Sensei at a certain point. Just those powers are always online. He has so many units to throw at you to always keep interrupting those captures. And it looks like Jeta Quinn is gonna give up on that city capture. And it's day 29. We don't have that many days left. Day limit is 35. So for now, Shio is winning. If it gets to 35, Jeta Quinn needs to flip some more properties. Maybe he's looking to have another lightning strike, wreck this army, maybe go for an HQ gap. I think if he flips these 4 properties, which it is a big ask, would that make him win? I'm not sure, but he does have a lot of infantry in range of cities, and Shio is just gonna follow this, just gonna follow the main army where all these infantry are pointing at stuff. Over here doesn't need that much, just needs to make sure no infantry can capture this, but then the main focus needs to be over here, protecting all of these cities that are under threat. He doesn't have to go to attack. It's no longer day 15, day 12. He doesn't have to go and attack and put pressure and flip more stuff. He's fine. He just needs to protect. He needs to make sure that Eagle can't get them. But at the same time, has to make sure not to die from a surprise lightning strike like we just saw. Finally gonna get that APC. Look at that nice little triple refuel. Beautiful. Gonna get the triple or quadruple bomber lineup. We got the fighter to counter this fighter. Well, we got many fighters, so yeah, lots of infantry in range. But it's getting really tricky for Jeta Quinn. He really needs to get those flips. He's gonna sacrifice a lot of vehicles and a lot of attacks and a lot of vehicles here into this mega tank. Gonna get some charge, probably get a power. Gonna join some to get some unit space. Go for that little flip, which is again not necessary, but just really trying to push those advantages. Trying to close out the game. Gonna get that kill. Gonna get that kill. Look at that firepower. It's insane. Yeah, he's like, you are not gonna get that. We're just gonna attack all of the infantry. Gonna make sure that they can't capture. And just gonna pull back. Maybe a little bit scared of another lightning strike. Like, if you think about it, if Shio was careless here and just kind of just positions whatever, and Jeta Quinn gets a good enough lightning strike that demolishes his whole army over the next course of 4 turns, he could flip enough properties to win. I think maybe in this instance, well, I mean, he has 1, 2, 3 healthy infantry. He has one over here. He has another one coming. He has this one. So yeah, definitely, yeah. In 4 turns, if Shio is careless this turn, he could very, very much die by day 35 because Jeta Quinn could flip a lot of these properties. But Shio is, he's not your average player. He's a really good player. He knows what the win condition is. He just needs to hold. He needs to injure those infantry, snipe them, make sure not to die to a lightning strike, and he will win. Not that simple of a task, but he knows exactly what he has to do. So Jeta Quinn is going to try to slowly position forward, try to get a better angle, and try to get a better lightning strike. And she actually gets to flip this property, which is insane, makes it even harder for Jeta Quinn to make a comeback. Will he be able to make a comeback? There's only 3 days left. And so she was going to go in, get a few more vehicle hits, get some more charge for another cup to command. Again, going for those infantry, snipes that other one's going to go for that one as well, kill that one. And now there's not that many more healthy. You got 2 more over here and these few more coming. You got a few over here, but these are not that much of a threat anymore. There's like, with this flip, it's going to be harder to get it in this one. This is probably the main problem for Shio. If he can keep it under control, I think actually maybe after this attack, like it's a guaranteed win. I'm not sure because there's only 3 days left, and Jeta Quinn does have the lightning strike locked and loaded, which I would be surprised if he doesn't use it this turn because there isn't much left in the game. So let's see, gonna get some shots, gonna break through, get the bomber kill on the neo tank, gonna clear the way. This is definitely a super turn, so positioning that to shoot at the neo tank next turn. I mean this turn, but lightning strike, bomber on mega, boom. Oh, only 2 damage. Wow. Gonna clear the way there. Also, those extra stats from Sensei during this turn from Eagle is really impactful, as we see these 1 HP. But let's see. This are they actually used to kill that? Okay, I guess because these 2 have this target right here, so that's gonna die. Gonna start a capture there, gonna finish off that. This mega tank doesn't die again, just because of those extra stats. Sometimes those extra stats make the difference. Gonna clear with that mega tank with its last shot. Gonna oof. Oh, it was a 3 HP. Okay, kills that. Gonna kill that anti-air and kill the neo tank. Can attack that fighter and that other fighter. And gonna take those out and clear the way and take out the anti-air. So kind of clearing of the air defenses from Shio, so that these bombers and copters can live. Gonna get some more shots. Gonna make a recon. Oof! Gonna get some shots there. but this mega tank is gonna feast over here this turn. I mean, Jeta Quinn only has 3 more turns, so he'd have to flip so many properties. He'd have to flip like 1, 2, 3, and this one and this one. Oh. Okay, actually, if Jeta Quinn gets these 2 and these 3, he wins. If he gets 1 less, then they would be tied. But if he gets all 3 plus these 2, he would win by 1 property. Now, can he? He does have the infantry in here, but this attack is a bit overextended, and there's still air defenses for Shio. There's these 3 anti-airs. We got this fighter over here. So I can see a lot of these bombers going down this turn. Obviously, boom, that's 1 down. Mega tank goes down. Copter goes down. Medium tank goes down, and bomber goes down. Gonna attack that infantry. Mega tank goes down. Now this mega tank is absolutely like, it's gonna have free roam. This RT is gonna barely scratch it. Copter command to again get that into. Shio is just like, nope, you're just not gonna get any city. Take down that bomber and probably like trap these bombers with infantry. Yeah, there you go. Gonna snipe that other infantry. Even stops this capture over here. Oof. I mean, 200 against 350, but there's only 3 days left. There's just way too many units and nothing incoming for Eagle. These bombers are all trapped. Your tactical opportunities or options are just, they're just not there. Like, you have to use these bombers to clear out infantry. You want to actually protect your captures. Oh, I think Jeta Quinn is dead here. I'm gonna try to clear a few units. Even recon coming in. Gonna attack the fighter, and Jeta Quinn resigns. Oof! What a game! What a roller coaster! I think that's totally fair that resigned. I think Jeta Quinn definitely had lost by now. There's no way that he could have flipped enough properties. Shio had enough of an army and just set up such a great defense. Like, had a very clear set. His objectives were very set in his mind. Of like, first early aggression, control the match. I think Jeta Quinn kind of conceded too much of the map, and then it was like kind of like, oh yeah, you can have all those properties. I'll get them later with my super. But Shio just did a great job at defending, keeping that distance early on, and then he realized, oh, okay, he's just gonna hold his super. Okay, I'm gonna, start trading down some vehicles, get some more charge, and I'll just keep using my powers and just keep your unit value the same all the time as I waste my vehicles on you, so that you pretty much, like, he makes what, 30 a turn? Okay, I'll kill 30 a turn. So then he's making nothing pretty much a turn. But I'm making 50. So if we're trading 30 and 30, I'm making 20 every single turn, and he's not going anywhere. And at a certain point, it was very clear. Like, there was like 5 mega tanks by Shio. Jeta Quinn had like 1. So even by the time that Jeta Quinn used the first super, there wasn't that much that he could do, which was right here. This turn, he comes in and attacks. And just the position was like super far away, but very smart. Just like far away enough and big enough of value, and made it really hard for Jeta Quinn to attack. Like, if you try to think, okay, should he had attacked here? Like, should he? And you can probably open up the move planner or something and try to see what you can come up with. But I'm sure that he tried, and it was a death sentence. Charging into this. If you look, there isn't that much value that Jeta Quinn has. There's 1 mega tank, there's 3 bombers, and like, that's it. That's in range, because yeah, you have more stuff, but they're not in range. These medium tanks are not in range. This mega tank can't shoot at anything of value. So you would be taking out like a few units, and then all of these would just take all these out. And at that point, your unit value like difference would be so massive that there's no way that Jeta Quinn can come back. So I think this was, although rather odd and very, very strange to see. I've never seen someone do a lightning strike to attack and then retreat. I think it had some logic to it. I think it was interesting. But what was cool, after that lightning strike, Shio is like, oh, okay, there's no more lightning strike. And then Jeta Quinn's like, psych. He uses another lightning strike, but it didn't do damage. So he did 130,000, but he kind of peeled like a few units away, but there was just way too many units by Shio. I think it was just a great display of by Shio of aggression, like greedy capture with the APC and aggression. Let's go back to the APC because you love to see an APC opening, just boosting 3 captures. Beautiful. Then using the ABC to keep boosting some towards the middle, getting that control. Was the first one to get a neo tank, so kind of was like zoning out this one. Always having those transports, always getting the symmetry on the front lines. Didn't even need it at a certain point because you're sensei, so you get them always in the front lines. I think Jeta Quinn could have. I think that the problem was that it was just Jeta Quinn kind of conceding too early, too much. And then making it really hard for himself to flip stuff back. And also, I think Jeta Quinn could have used some transports. At a certain point, like somewhere around here, when you start to see that there's a lack of infantry, like streaming in, you need to make a T-copter or APC, because at this point, you know Sensei's going to be sniping your infantry. You just know that's what Sensei wants to be doing. If he snipes all your infantry, then you won't be able to capture. Like at this point, you need to already have an APC here or a T-copter so you can start shifting new ones, because these are gonna die, these are gonna die, they're all in range, and that's what happens. And then it's really hard to convert. Like if there was a transport, then these guys would already be over here and they'd be able to flip this, and then maybe Jeta Quinn after that could go for this, or maybe he could focus more over here instead of having a split army. I think many things could have changed there. So yeah, it's a very cool game. I thought I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.